Hello. Wacky. Alright, looks like we have some people jumping on. I promise I won't call you out, but please say hi if you can see me or if you're watching. We are doing Skip the Drive-Thru, so Copycat Mexican Pizzas from Taco Bell, which I don't know if you guys know, they took them away from the menu. So this is not only budget friendly, but it is something that is hard to find. And so I think it fits the need for a lot of us. I personally love the Mexican pizza. Cam likes it even more. And that's how we even discovered it was gone off the menu. They said it was due to the boxes, that it was too much paper waste. So that was one of the decisions that they made, was to take that away. So this is a really easy way that you can make it at home. So I'm kind of talking about that and talking about a couple of budget friendly things as well at the same time. So one thing I want to kind of bring up, when you are shopping for meat, as we know, the prices have just increased and they're super crazy at this point. So where you can shop for sales, look in the paper for coupons, things like that. We're personally members of like a big place like Sam's Club, so we get our meat in bulk all at one time. So like this is the meat we use tonight, this ground beef. This comes in a pack of 3. And so what we like to try to do is, instead of just cooking one thing at a time, which I actually did tonight, instead of cooking one thing at a time, you're gonna cook that 3 pounds at one time, that whole ground beef, and you're gonna keep it just flavorless, basically, you know, just light seasoning. And then you can repurpose that meat for other meals. So in this case, ground beef, you can do some creamy stroganoff pasta, you can do zesty tacos, you can do Italian hoagies, you can do chili, you can do stuffed peppers. There's so many ways you can repurpose that. So if you're able to take the meat and brown it all at one time, you can either freeze it or just keep it in the fridge and then flavor it as you go. So that's gonna save you a ton of time because you're not having to cook the meat, which usually takes part of the biggest portion of the meal prep time, and that cuts that down. And so you're able just to add it in and add a couple of things to it, usually pantry items, which is what you want to keep on hand, keep the cost low too. So that's a tip. You can call it a bunch of different things. We refer to it as power cooking. So you're cooking in bulk all at the same time and then using it in different recipes throughout the week. So what we did, or I did, no one helped, but that's okay, is I did some ground beef, and then I just did a taco seasoning packet, and then I actually snuck in a little bit of veggies with our super veggie Enrichables pack. So this is 4 servings of vegetables. It has mushroom powder, pumpkin powder, parsnip, broccoli, and cauliflower, and it is completely undetectable. So if you have family members that are a little bit on the picky side, which was me growing up, you can sneak it in the meat and they will not even know. So that is one thing on the health side. So we have that. One thing I did, another kind of healthy swap, is instead of the recipe, all the recipes, I researched quite a few, they called for you to fry the tortillas in oil, which I'm sure tastes amazing. But what I decided to do was to just brush it a little bit with some oil, the tortillas, with my basting brush, and just kind of get it all over there. And then I put them in my air fryer right behind me here. And that way I just put it on air fry for like 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes, and just kind of try to watch. So I'm still getting that fried effect, but not so greasy, not so heavy, and not so saturated in that oil. So it's still very crispy, as you can see, maybe here, and some I overdid a little bit, but I think overall we did pretty decent. So now all you do at this point is just layer. So we are gonna take one tortilla here, and then if I can scooch in, hey, all up in the face. Take some refried beans and just put that all on the bottom there. These are heated a little bit so they're easier to spread. And so I'm just gonna take this and try to coat the whole bottom of this tortilla here. There we go, that's pretty good. Maybe a little bit more. This is gonna be Cam's. He really likes beans. And then we're gonna top it with the ground beef. So we'll just take a little bit of that here and then sprinkle it. So I preheated the oven to 400 because these are gonna actually finish off in the oven very quickly. You could probably, you could definitely just pop them in the air fryer on the trays too for just a few minutes just to kind of do it, but I'm putting it on my bar pan tonight. And so we're gonna do that. What's next? The other tortilla. So then this just lays on top here, just kind of smush it down. And this is where you're going to add in the enchilada sauce. So we came up with this brand. You can make your own, but this is a red enchilada sauce from Tortilla Factory. It is gluten-free, non-GMO, all the good things. And I decided I was going to use my baster. So it actually is a really good way for you to kind of control where the sauce is going instead of like spooning it on, I guess. You kind of get like a pretty little circular and even way there. So that worked actually really great. I love our baster. We actually just relaunched it back in November. We took it away from the product line for a little bit. Came back with it. It has a really easy cleaning tool. This has a flat side so it doesn't roll all over your counter. So then that goes on there. We've got the cheese, of course. More cheese, please. This is the best part. And this is what we just want to get all yummy and all melty. So this is gonna go, obviously I'm gonna add the other two on there, but this would go in a 400-degree oven just for about maybe 7-8 minutes, give or take. Just kind of, you just want that cheese to be fully melted on top. Not too much, but just a nice even topping there. And then I'm gonna have some green onions to go on top. Cam is not a fan of tomatoes. I love them, but we don't add really the tomatoes on top. And so the green onions. One little tip I want to use, talk to you about here, is don't throw away your green onion white parts. These actually will regrow. So if you put them in the water with the little hairy bits in the water, you will actually have a sprout by the next morning. You'll see the green part start to grow from the very center. So don't throw these away. You can repurpose them so you're not having to repurchase the scallions or green onions every single time that you need them. So you just put them in a little bit of water, set them by the window, and they'll grow nice and happy for you guys. So that's pretty much it for that. So this would then go in the 400-degree oven, let it get kind of melty, things like that. So basically it's super easy. So you can really probably get this meal done in 20 minutes or less. You're saving your time through the drive-thru because pretty much anywhere we go takes about 15 minutes, give or take anyway. So you're saving gas, you're saving time, you're making things more healthy at home. Even if you are using like fattier ingredients, that's still fine because you're still gonna put in less because you're seeing it there versus what they're using at the restaurants to make it extra tasty. But I'm really excited to have these tonight. I know the family is waiting for them too. So I think you guys will enjoy the recipe. Please let me know if you try it. Anyone have any questions for me? I know we said hi, I wouldn't call anyone out, but if anyone has questions or wants to hear about anything in particular, we're going to be having the giveaway tonight. So at 8 p.m. Central, so that's 9 p.m. for your Florida people, your East Coast people. So hope you have your coffee. But we are going to be going on the main page, and that's where it's going to be our event. So the posts are going to be coming through just on the group. You don't have to jump on a video or anything like that. You can just follow along, refresh on the page, but make sure you're commenting and make sure that you're engaging in the post. And of course, make sure your notifications are set to all, otherwise you might miss the whole thing. So, but really excited for tonight. I think it's going to be fun, and I hope you guys are learning a lot of really great tips. We hope to keep growing this group as much as possible. My personal goal was for us to hit 100 members by tonight, and we actually hit it just about 30 minutes ago. We're at like 102, 103. So I'm really excited. If you know someone who's looking for budget-friendly meals, if you know someone who's struggling with the inflation right now, make sure you're adding them to this group. And if they're Pampered Chef fans, of course. We want to keep this group as lighthearted as possible. It's not where we're trying to sell you anything or, you know, things like that. We just really want to show you how you can create a meal fast and budget-friendly at home, and where you can use the resources you already have instead of going out so much and spending a ton of money, because it's expensive out there. So, all right, hop on tonight, make sure you're commenting, and we'll have our giveaway, and we'll just keep growing the group over the next couple of months, and every single Monday we're going to have our event. So I hope you'll stick around and invite your friends. All right, hope you guys have a great evening. It was great seeing you guys. Again, I won't call you out, but have a great evening, and we'll see you in a little bit for our event.